Welcome, Gearheads.
Welcome, Gearheads. Recorded on August 1st, 2022. Oh, I forgot to do this. Ford. GM makes threats. BMW. Fiat and the next generation Dodge. That and much more.
Play on my channel. Drive on Lugnutz.
Right on over here to facebook.com/Lugnutz podcast. That's where you're going to find our finely tuned and polished product, like our names popping up right here and right there. We are the ever polished show that always hops over to this first story.
This first story, Ford. Have you been waiting on a Ford? Yes. I'll say yes, you have. And Ford has been taking a lot longer than expected, and I think it says a lot about what's been happening to the car industry as a whole.
Yeah.
So let's scroll down. First one we've heard about a lot is the global semiconductor shortage.
Yes.
They got no chips. So
No chips.
companies that we had companies rolling back stuff, rolling back the upgrades that some people, of course, sort of liked.
Yeah, man. And
Like heated seats weren't available in some, and now.
well, now I see that story we reported on last week of, different, even, it was somebody other than BMW. What was it, Chevy or somebody? Or not Chevy, but Cadillac?
Yeah.
Charging
someone.
for heated seats.
No, that's BMW. But that's later.
Oh, my God.
Scroll down. Another one is COVID-19 around the world has sort of caused supply chain issues. 91 suppliers could not get their goods.
A good bit of people made a sick day.
Yeah, and I had to
Forever.
wait for one of my clients for 5 months for a chair.
Yeah.
Sitting when all those ships were sitting in port,
Yeah.
sitting off sea, waiting because no one would unload.
Chips, people, elephants, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
they put in
on
there.
those ships were car parts. The third issue leads to this, which is the also the scroll down.
There you go.
Logistical issues. Ford has a lot of logistical issues that relate to that last part. So Ford delivers all their trucks on trucks. Now, these trucks are not brand new. Occasionally, they break down. And
You
they
don't
need
say.
parts.
Found on road dead?
Yeah, and there's no parts for the truck. They can't get the parts to fix the truck, and they're short on drivers. So they have problems all over the supply chain
Yeah, they do.
and their share price. You're starting to worry me, Ford. They're talking about your share price a bit too much. Going into the Ryvan area there, you know what I'm saying?
Methinks you speak it too much.
Like, when I search news, I should see like cars, not like, hey, let's talk about that share price.
Yeah.
Kind of worries me when I see that when you're searching for what's the car going to do.
Yeah, well, you ain't got no cars. What else are you going to talk about?
Well, you could talk about this next story.
About to say, this is about to be a stock and share podcast real quick.
GM. This is their second go-round for threatening to clean up the greedy dealers that would make Adam Smith cry. Someone got that. So last time for dealers are gouging. It's still a problem. They tried to fix this with the first go-around of restrictions and stuff, but dealers, they don't get the message. So what they were doing is they were using a broker to sell the car and mark it up and taking the profit.
That's a loophole.
Not anymore. To solve the problem, warranties will not be transferable.
Yeah, no, it's to the
So,
owner, not
yeah.
to that guy that you
The
bought
broker,
off of.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how they're going to stop that. They really are trying hard to protect the consumer as much as they can here.
Well, as they should. I mean, everybody's trying to struggle and survive when you're looking at the times we're at, to where there's no parts. If you're making a car, it's a whole lot more expensive because there's a lot more expense in it.
Yeah.
And that's what people are just like, no, look at this sticker. That's almost to where the manufacturer isn't really taking into account. Like, yeah, at a pre-COVID level, that may be the sticker price.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yep. Not now. There's a lot of things, and there's a lot of struggle in this world, just like this next company. Alfa Romeo. They've always struggled here in the U.S., but they'd like to turn a corner and design the correct SUV, crossover, or sedan that Americans would love.
Huh.
Yes. The article suggests that they won't be a competitor to BMW, so probably they'll use it as the premium version of Dodge, because it's all sort of Stellantis.
Yeah, I mean, Dodge could use that kind of European flair of
Well, that
premium
flare
brand.
would look just like this.
What? Wrong screen.
Being Stellantis, we talked about something like this last week. This one will be this Alpha is actually going to be a 408 Peugeot.
Nice.
So if you like the body style, I guess, better.
I don't mind it. I mean, we've seen uglier cars on this program.
Some of these crossovers look better on when you take a picture of them than they do in person, because in person they still kind of look.
Yeah, but I really like this blue.
The color's not bad. The color's nice.
The rims are weird, but, I find it quirky.
Well, Alpha says they want to become a big volume company and focus on sporty vehicles.
Oh.
It's a nice idea.
Yeah, it's almost a dream.
Yeah. As we can dream about this next story. Here, Toyota, Suzuki, and Daihatsu are teaming up. Toyota often teams up. They teamed up on their new electric SUV with BMW. That team up also gave you the Toyota Supra and the Z4. So they like to spread it around and get stuff from all over. And this time, they're going to go with these guys. Toyota will lend the GAB platform. They're going to make a sports car.
Nice. It looks very sports car.
They're going to use the GAB platform used on the RS. Suzuki will donate a turbocharged 3-liter, 3-cylinder, 1-liter engine. So they have that. A gas engine, 100 horsepower. They could probably tune it to about 150 or so. This comes with a 6-speed torque converter automatic. So
Nice.
they're going to take that, put it in the chamber, and make something, hopefully, that looks like this.
Very nice.
Looks kind of like it'll be a great sports car.
It looks like it would be worth a lot of money. It looks like if you put that craftsmanship into it and, being
Hopefully,
who they
yeah,
are,
with
Toyota, it's going to last long.
Hopefully it'll be like a mass production, kind of like a MR2.
Yeah,
That would be fantastic.
absolutely.
Just like this next story. BMW. You remember? So let's go in the Wayback Machine. Remember last week when BMW said, you cannot turn on the heated seat without us?
Yeah.
You cannot. Well, there was an update. And it turns out the paywall, you can just go around it. You just pay a guy $50 and you just go around it. So also the paywall, the adaptive suspension, unique exhaust sounds, and those famous heated seats are all behind a paywall. 90% of vehicles sold in the U.S. have heated seats.
So you can go around that and just buy somebody else's car.
BMW says, we're offering financial flexibility to those not willing to pay up front for those features. He
I'll
probably
just pay up
didn't
front.
say it like that.
No, but I'll probably just pay up front. If you're
Well,
buying a
people-
BMW, you know what you're getting into. You're buying a BMW. This is for people who are like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy a BMW.
Well, UK owners, people in UK, New Zealand, Germany, and South Africa have had enough. So here's how you go around it. You find a specialized company, you slip them a 50, and you have all those things
No, I'm not
active
gonna touch
for
it.
you.
Oh, I'm not going to touch it.
Oh, you'll be touching it all. This heated seat
I'm gonna touch it.
subscription isn't really going to work.
No, it's not.
Stop it.
For real.
And that's going to happen here as well, I imagine.
Yeah, man.
Except Americans are the protesting type.
I think they're going to do it a little bit more subtly. They're not going to do like heated seats. They're going to do like
No,
they have
I
been.
think they'll do the same exact thing. It's not working there, so
they-
hopefully they'll cancel it and just
They
don't
kinda
put it on
have
the
been.
car. Like,
Well, they kind of have been with like the first instance, AccuRelink, the OnStar, the instant links that give you GPS navigation, accurate traffic information, and all that other kind of like hoopla they put in that bundle. They already started that, but it's just for the luxury features. They're saying they're being a little bit greedy, saying, you know what? These features we actually already gave you. You know what? No, I'm going to Indian give that. You pay me for that.
I think they just only want us to have one seat, and it's a heated seat, and you're going to pay for it, or you're going to pay for it. So
When did this turn into George Orwell's 1984?
I don't know. When you started charging me for something that I bought. A subscription for. No, I'm not paying a subscription to sit in my chair that I purchased. No.
Oh, do you want
I'll stick with the wooden one, thank you.
Do you want
That
to pay
doesn't
for the
have-
subscription for your remote to turn on and off your TV? The only way to do it? Like, all right, we shouldn't be giving those ideas out there because
No.
don't wish it into existence, please.
Let's wish into existence another. But hats off to them.
Yeah, I guess because I don't want to wear that hat.
Yeah, that was totally
scary.
disappointing there.
Unlike this story.
No, this story is a big disappointment too. Bentley, they're trying to make an electric vehicle, but they got to push it back to 2026.
Well, a pushback way back may be good for it.
This
if
one
they have the
has
right
a bit
strategy.
more to it than that. The VW Group, Audi, Bentley, Porsche, all had software problems. So
Why that going around?
it stopped everything for them.
You know what? It's almost like if you just taken your software engineers out of a place for a year plus, and then you just went off.
No, this is something else, I think.
Oh,
Bentley said, oddly enough, I found this interesting. Bentley said the average battery weighs less than their 12-cylinder engine.
I mean, yeah,
A lot of things weigh less than a 12-cylinder engine. Sounds like, you remember how Letterman would have those bits, Will It Float?
Yeah.
We should have a big scale. Does it weigh less than a Bentley 12-cylinder engine? We put stuff on the scale.
Of
That's
course,
what we need.
your first thought is Letterman. Mine is like, is that 600-pound woman going to fit in this boat successfully? Like, what? What?
No, I'm
Anything
thinking,
is
you know, that's...
anything's heavier than that engine, or lighter than that engine, rather.
Lots of things are... If you're heavier than that engine, whew,
You know, you have a problem.
those things are like 6-ton vehicles. When you're in a Bentley that has a V12, check the weight before you drive over a
It
bridge.
says it on the door jam.
Yeah.
They legally have to. Just look at that weight.
Give a look. Okay, I can't go over. Like it's,
Look at all
it's
those
8
digits.
tons. Okay, I gotta like watch bridges. I can't go that road.
6-ton bridge. You can't go that way.
Yeah.
You have to back up. You have to get out, explain to the people.
It's like
"Look,
driving.
I am too heavy for this bridge, and it might break. So
gotta
you
be
have
like
to back
driving a
up so I
tiny-
can move.
Triaxle everywhere.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
The Volkswagen Beetle weighed 1,000 pounds.
The heavy Beetle.
1,000
the heavy Bentley that could.
pounds, I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, but
In my strengths class, the one teacher would always use Volkswagens because they were 1,000 pounds.
all right, that's a good unit of
We're
measurement.
stacking Volkswagens on here. He drove one. He collected them. He loved them.
Everyone, Volkswagen nerds aside,
I can't remember
mean,
his name. There were many, many math teachers.
I imagine when you get to a master's degree level, that's kind of like, math is a big thing.
Hey, speaking of math, this next story. J.D. Power has announced the best compact SUV, and here it is, the 2022 Buick Envision. It is the best compact SUV by J.D. Power.
Okay.
I like this. J.D. Power says, head-turning elegance and dynamic performance. Owners like how quiet it is in the cabin
I bet.
with the engine.
Yeah.
Some of the features are hands-free trunk opening and closing. Sensors come standard. Built-in Wi-Fi hotspot with 7 devices, smartphone control, airbags. I like how they put airbags like we haven't expected that for the last 40 years.
Hey, by the way, we got airbags.
Yeah, I've been expecting airbags in a car for 30 years now.
You should.
Stop bragging.
Wait, which one didn't you put it in? Never mind.
This one I do like. HD rear cameras. It's not just a camera, it's an HD camera.
That's a very good
and that's
point.
standard.
That's a very good point because most people are like, I don't know, the camera's kind of grainy. And the explanation that I have always heard from multiple different manufacturers, it's just to make sure you don't run over Timmy. It's not for your family videos.
It's not, it's
the HD camera. Yes, you are looking at high definition video.
You shouldn't be looking at it and go, that guy's got a scratch on his bumper. You see the scratch? Look here in this 8-inch screen. I can see the scratch.
Yeah, in the 8-inch screen, you're gonna. Hey, man, you should
just
really
need to
buff
know
out
if
that
there's
thing.
a wall there, right?
Is there a body or isn't there? That's the point.
This one has a turbocharged 2-liter inline 4, making 228 horsepower and 258 torques. 2231 mpg, starts at 31.8, climbs all the way up to 42.2. The slowest selling SUV, oddly enough, by J.D. Power, this is a cut story, is the Lincoln Nautilus. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. Slowest selling thing, it'll sit there. And remember, if your car sits there, remember to rotate the tires.
Yeah. Well, also to move it because you can develop flat spots on the tires, and also pitting in the brakes where the brake pads are sitting. It'll just kind of, no way, just stay there and make an imprint in the metal on your rotors.
You can see it in an extreme example, like when they go to in all the car shows and they go to like junkyards.
Yeah,
those cars have been sitting for a while,
long time.
Yeah,
long time.
So
yeah.
Anyway, the Lincoln Nautilus story I cut. There was a lot of news this week.
Good stuff. Dodge to avoid.
You don't want to avoid this one. I love the look of this car. It wasn't a Dodge.
No, they do have some good looks. As much as I joke,
their cars are good, but I've only
ever
heard a lot of upselling horror stories about the dealers.
So. Well,
the next generation Dodge will be all electric. Current models have a V6 or a V8 strapped to an 8-speed trans.
They're all going that way, aren't they?
Yeah. You want to get one of these while they're around. I mean, I talk about it like they're going to disappear. Go on, all of them. But it happens like,
but I just see
a couple years, they will disappear.
I just see electric as it's just the easy option. What are you going to do? Just strap a couple batteries in it and you're fine. Go to work.
Yeah, the batteries.
We've been talking about hydrogen and everybody.
Well, that explodes.
Here's the thing.
So does gas.
We're not going to have hydrogen because where are you going to get your hydrogen? There's no hydrogen. I don't know of any. Even Westchester, I don't know of any there.
Yeah, no, there's no hydrogen.
Like if there's going to be a hydrogen station, look in Westchester. That's where they keep the rich
It's
people.
where they would put, they put it right by the rich people.
Main line. Is it in the main line?
Yeah, no,
I don't know of any there.
Main line. Those are the places where if you're going to see, like, that's where you're seeing Teslas and all those other kinds of brands.
Because those are the areas that have more money, and they would acquire the new technology first. And they demand those features for their technology.
Know how
That's
they get those
infrastructure's get set up.
batteries, though.
As a class on basic sociological construction of whatever.
I'm just saying, but those batteries, though.
Yeah.
We're not going to look at where we get them? Like those Nikes on people's feet?
Everything has its
We're just
everything has its downside, but
just going to put the wallpaper over that right over there and just gloss over that to the next story, huh?
I really picked this story just because I like looking at the car. It's
great. It is a great looking car. That's why.
Even in that purple color.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a dirty kind of purple though. It's not the purple you would want like 3rd Street Saints, but it's a nice.
Yeah, they have fantastic colors.
I feel like that's a color purple to where you don't know if it's dirty.
Yeah, just like
in the right season. In wintertime, you're still fucked, but summertime you're good.
Right, just like this next story.
Oh, good lord.
The Italians. So this is the Fiat 500.
Yeah.
In the UK, it has been named City Car of the Year by Auto Express magazine. And not just 1 year in a row, 2 years in a row.
Oh, heavens.
Level 2 autonomous driving, up to 200 mile or 199 mile range, not 200. So I would imagine it gets slightly less than that. And then.
Yeah, but it's a Fiat. So, like, what do you really expect range-wise out of any Fiat product?
80% charge in 35 minutes on an 85 kilowatt fast charge.
All right.
So,
I mean, it's the other option.
I don't talk about Fiat a lot.
I mean, look, when you look at a decent fast
I can't
charge,
wait to see what their service record is for like electric cars.
Yeah.
Because like Fiats are known for braking.
Yeah, but when
the F stands for fix.
But if you look at the different technology, even in electric, to try to go solid state batteries, if you could get something like a solid state battery in a Fiat, what could they possibly fuck up?
The solid state battery would just randomly die at random points.
Like all of them would die.
Weird electrical
at the
problems.
Same points. Yeah, you're right.
The weird electrical problems is what you're going to experience in these things. And let's hope you don't label it like the Germans.
Fiat, I tried, okay? I
sorry.
tried to give you hope, but logic just dictated otherwise.
It was one person from Italy explained to me, he said, here's the problem with Italian cars.
Naps?
Every day at lunch, every worker goes to work with a big bottle of wine.
That's not a good idea.
And at lunch, they drink the bottle of wine and then they go back to work. We don't do that here. Well, you're not supposed to do that here.
I don't see the problem.
You're making cars. I'd like you clear-headed.
All right. Now, I'm not making cars, so that's a good point.
You got to be clear-headed to steal a car, just like the most stolen car in this next story. Turns out Kia and Hyundai are being stolen at an alarming rate in Columbus, Ohio. They account for 38% of the thefts so far this year. Ask me why.
Why?
Well, that's because it can easily be hacked with a screwdriver and a USB cord.
I'm sorry. Did you MacGyver a screwdriver and a USB cord?
No, they tell you how to steal it here in the Fox article. That's probably why they think it's wrong. Well, they don't walk you through it, but they say it's because it doesn't have an immobilizer. Lotus, their first SUV rolled off the line in China, the Type 135 electric vehicle.
I like those lights.
They have a brand new $1.2 billion facility in Wuhan, China. Woo! Something else came from Wuhan lately. I can't put my finger on it.
It probably wasn't important.
I don't know. It was probably just happiness. First SUV ever from Lotus, dual motor setup that gives you 159 horsepower, 100 kilowatt battery, 370 miles of range. There are rumors of a 900 horsepower version. They would love to sell 100,000 vehicles by 2020 something.
Would they?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Who wouldn't?
I think it's 2025, 2026.
Okay.
The copy doesn't have the last number, so go to...
Enter the number here.
Oh, we have another one. Toyota. Would you believe it's been 10 years since the GR86 and the BRZ came out?
Hang on. What? Say that again.
It has been 10 years since the GR86 and the BRZ came out, so they're going to have a celebration. The 10th anniversary JDM spec. Limited edition.
10? 10
this
years?
Color is called Flame Orange as a nod to the original listed below. They've had a few cosmetic upgrades in and out. They got the same naturally aspirated 2.4 cylinder engine producing 232 horsepower and 184 torques. Get them while they last.
It's
That
always
is, if you can get them.
It's always been a very sexy car.
It's fantastic.
They brought
Generally, if you see one, there's a car guy. There he goes.
The car guys always latched on to the AE86, and especially anime car guys, they latched onto that because of Initial D. And Toyota had that with that car. It was so special,
And
they
it looks
brought
fantastic.
And 10 years into it, they kept supporting this car, this idea of a rear-wheel drive powerhouse.
Or as some say, 10 years of Subaru fucking up Toyota.
Wow,
That is what some people think. But
mental and physical abuse aside, I think we have a sexy car in front of us.
it is. It's fantastic. It's one of those cars that's just a pleasure to see.
It
They're
is
great to look at,
It's pleasant to the eyes.
I'd love to see that guy from Gotham Garage do his things on one of these.
That'd be the Lugnutz.
Just put his magic on the
That'd
thing.
be the
and,
Lugnutz mobile, man.
Go for it. What? I don't know. Do your thing.
Just Gotham
You're
Garage.
in the Peterson. Just do whatever it is you do.
Gotham Garage that. That's what I want.
Now let's see what the mystery story is.
And the surprise story of the night.
Which one didn't I like? I didn't read it, but this is the LFA. They're going to get an endurance racer. LFA 2 will go to Le Mans. That's the endurance race. It looks fantastic. Let's flip through a few of those pictures.
Ooh, I love that front end.
It looks fantastic.
Oh, that's a sexy front end right there, man. I love that.
I think if it has to be in Le Mans, I think they have to sell a few. I'm not sure of the rules. Or is that? I think that's motocross.
That's very like Blade Runner, like kind of like very futuristic kind of angles on the back end with lighting.
And it's fantastic.
It's so great.
They do really know what they're doing when they design cars like this.
I want that.
Although
I don't want to pay for it.
When you see a sedan, they all sort of match that, and nobody in a Lexus ever drives the way they look. Lexuses look like they want to be driven on the Autobahn flat out. But
just like
generally,
I've
never really gotten behind many Lexus drivers.
Here we see the LFA in its natural state on the road driving. It is very happy. You know what I mean? You could almost do an automotive like documentary.
Yeah, that was an episode of Top Gear when Jezzer, Clarkson, May, and Hammond were there.
So great minds have already.
So you have it is because you've seen it.
Oh, there you go.
So hopefully you'll see it in an endurance race near you.
Now that's a better look at the back end, Giggity.
It's a nice back end.
I really like that. It's very swoopy, but it has nice angles to the car, to where that kind of you get that Porsche,
fantastic, sleek looking all over. Yeah,
100% good. That was a great surprise story.
It is
It's
just
a
like
fantastic way. It's almost a feel-good thing right in your heart. Like us.
absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Go over to facebook.com/Lugnutz. What is it? Lugnutz Podcast?
Facebook.com/Lugnutz Podcast. Well, you will find the recorded version, the polished version that is Lugnutz. Because it does not matter if you drive a Citroen or a Ford. Nothing rolls without Lugnutz. We'll see you next week, gang. Drive on!
It really doesn't matter if you drive a Dodge or a Peugeot or a Alpha. They're all the same car. All I make fun, but they really have done it forever.
They're all
Change the body and the badges.
They're all garbage. That's the
Well,
key.
you know, whatever. They're great or not. Or
If all cars weren't garbage, I wouldn't have anything to fix.
okay. Well, at some point, every part breaks.
Not to be too bleak or morbid about it, but I mean, it's just the way it happens.
Now that you've depressed all our listeners.
Until next week, gang, drive on!
Drive on Lugnutz.
That was a hell of a F1 race.
It was. Oh.
It's one of those things, man. You get that Louis in second, Russell right behind him. But like you said during the race, I would have almost really liked seeing Russell at P1.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been good.
I mean, obviously for us, for anybody but Verstappen, but he did do a good race, man. From back of the line.
Yeah, if he could just be a bit nicer.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. I mean, it was a great race, though.
He's a fine race car driver, as we can tell. But
I liked how in the beginning you had just like Williams, like being Williams, their shit just falling off the car. But
Yeah.
then at the end,
In the
it
very
was
beginning.
like at the end it was like everybody spinning out and having problems with the light rain. Light rain is a bitch, especially for racing when you need grip.
yeah. They just got a smidgen of it at the end there.
It's just a little bit moist. Yeah, a little bit.
Just like.
A little bit of hitting that subscribe button right above my head is going to be the very best Purge Hangers and Wall Hangers video for you. Right above Big Brother said, well, that's going to be, I think I'm right this time, all 117 or /18-ish Lugnutz podcast in a playlist. And, of course, our podcast does not end until we hear our main man Connor say,
Drive on Lugnutz.
we'll see you next week, gang. Bye-bye.